Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game. What if you could be a better player for the cost of one more cup of coffee a month? Get access to a growing library of lit erotica, behind-the-scenes action, and player's guides with tips on drinking, cooking, fitness, dating, sex, and life after dark. Low tier rate while offer lasts. Patreon.com, Game On with Jack. Keep it sexy and game on.
This is Trinasia, and you're listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart.
What good are you in the game if your body is not as healthy as possible? How well can any player perform if they have not cultivated a foundation of strength to the fullest level that they can? Your man Jackson has had a foundation weakened a time or two, and I've learned that there's a powerful bond between both physical strength and mental strength. And our guest this evening is here to help us level up. Coach Tierre Jones is the owner of Evolution Performance, which is the parent company to a popular program called the Speed System. He is a former pro football player turned certified strength and conditioning specialist whose mission is to impact as many people as possible through fitness and sports performance training. All right, guys, you've heard the introduction and the bio. Now join me in welcoming to Game On the powerful Coach Tierre Jones. Coach T, how you doing?
I am doing amazing, man. I am doing amazing today. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's kick off by letting the audience know where they can find you and on what platforms and by what username.
Oh, man. Let's see. So right now our biggest platform is Instagram. We're known under the Speed System. It has become our biggest platform. Like it's blown up in the last 2 years. Also our website, www.speedco.com, because that was taken. So I was like, okay. And the guy wants like $14,000 for it. I'm like, why? What are you doing with it? But anyways, it's all good. But yeah, that's where you can find me on Instagram, my website, all that good stuff.
And we'll definitely make sure we post those links up on the Game On with Jack website. Coach, where are you from and where did you grow up?
Oh, man. So I'm currently living in D.C., Northern Virginia, the D.C. area, I should say. I grew up in a little small city down by Virginia Beach called Suffolk, Virginia. It's down there. If you look at it, it's nothing there, but hey, it's a factory town. But hey, we have Virginia Beach like 20 minutes away, so that was awesome. But that's where I grew up at.
Now you live in D.C. The next question I got to ask you is, do you have a car?
You know what? I do. I do have a car because the way we train and a lot of things, we try to be as convenient as possible, whether we're doing adults, whether we're doing athletes, and especially after COVID and everything, we're doing adults and not wanting to go to the gym. We had to, so we cover, and when I say we span the globe, quote unquote, span the globe, we do. We range all the way from Ashburn to Gainesville. And I don't know if you've never been that way. It's like an hour and a half drive from one end to the other. And that's, and then of course you got the DC traffic and the Northern Virginia traffic, which I do have a car.
And for people who are like, damn, why is Jackson asking Coach if he's got a car? If you've never been to DC, then you won't understand the question. But so many people in DC either don't have a car or never bring their car into town because traffic is horrible.
traffic's horrible. Not only is traffic horrible, but it's also the parking's terrible.
Right.
So that's the number one thing. The parking is just horrible. There's nowhere to park. There's nowhere to, when we do have to go into DC, I don't drive into DC. I take the metro and I Uber wherever I need to go. But no. That's a no-go.
Yeah, it's not a town designed for like pedestrian vehicular traffic.
Right, exactly. It's small streets and they're all one way and you're just like, what is happening?
Yeah. I've spent enough time in DC that, you can always tell the tourists because they're trying to drive and everybody else is like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
park and get out and get a bike. Yeah. Just get a bike and round the sidewalk or something.
Get a bike and just take your ass in the metro and just go back and forth.
Right. Exactly.
Now, how did you get into the business of training, of coaching, of helping people get that new level of physical fitness?
In a nutshell, man, it started, I was a college, I've been an athlete all my life, high school, college, a little bit, I always say a cup of coffee in the pros, but what happened was, when I transferred from the University of Tennessee, to go play football at James Madison, and I met my mentor there. And, and he was my trainer, he was my coach, and he, taught me things, and he basically just kind of like, it all started, and I'm trying to shorten this story as much as possible, but it's like, it all started when he used to do this, every summer he would do this camp. It was like a strength and conditioning camp for, kids in the area because they didn't have access to this stuff. And so, one year I volunteered to help him out and he gave me the hardest group of them all, which were the 12-year-olds. So trying to teach a 12-year-old who does not really have a whole lot of athletic ability, how to be able to do a power clean or a hang clean was just a challenge. And so when I did that, and my group had like the biggest increase from, day one to the last day. And he was like, you have a gift in this. And I'm like, man, you better get out of here. I'm a football player. I don't do this mess. And so after that, once I was done playing football and decided, okay, you know what, I'm done. I decided, okay, I'm going to become a strength and conditioning coach. And then I moved to DC shortly afterwards, started doing training and really just like the aspect of just helping people and being able to see them, whether they were fitness or whether they were athletes. It was just amazing to see and being able to help them to be able to get healthy and things like that. So that's been my main drive, is trying to just make an impact. So yeah, that's it.
And for people who are not familiar with the gym, what is how would you define strength and conditioning?
So strength and conditioning, I like to say, is one of the difference between personal training and every other genre of basically fitness that we have now. It all comes from that strength and conditioning realm. And for those who, for strength and conditioning, it's just basically, it's the science. It's the science that goes behind, the kinesiology, quote unquote kinesiology. It's the science behind weightlifting and the body and movements and different things. And so, I have both. I have a strength and conditioning cert as well as a personal training cert. And the strength and conditioning cert helped me to be able to, I didn't even have to study for the personal training cert because it was the same thing, but it was more, whereas the strength and conditioning cert is it's like very detailed. Like you miss one thing and it could mess everything up. Personal training certification, it's like that, but it's not as detailed. And so, strength and conditioning, I like to always say, in my biased opinion, is the mother of them all. Like, it's like, okay, this is what, /health science, the, physiology and anatomy and all this other stuff that helps you just to become a better, fitness trainer or a better yoga instructor or a better, CrossFit instructor. I don't even know if I'm able to say CrossFit anymore because of everything, but it makes you to be able to do all those different things. So that's what strength and conditioning is.
It's foundational.
Okay.
That's been my experience
Yes.
with it. It's like if you don't have a strong, I know people have heard, everybody talks about the core, but if you don't have a strong core, if you don't have a strong, set of your stabilizing muscles, etc., you can't do
Mm-hmm.
anything else. You can't run.
Not at
You
all.
can't lift. You can't do
Nope.
yoga. I mean, it is literally like
Nope.
laying a good groundwork for a building, and strength and conditioning is
Yep.
laying it for your body.
Yep.
So you,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, people who are like, oh, like, I don't want to waste time strength and conditioning. All right, you're going to come back to it when you realize you screwed your body up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a perfect analogy. You're right about that.
So what are the challenges in the business for you? Like what's a challenge in terms of the business aspect? Is it promotion? Is it getting people to quote unquote buy into the idea of it? And then what is your challenge in terms of like where strength and conditioning is today versus, in the past? Is it staying up to date? Is it, I'm a big kettlebell freak. I love kettlebells. Is it getting people to change? Some people are barbell people. Some people are kettlebell people. Is it getting people to adapt?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
a double pronged question right there for you.
Okay. All right. So first part of the question was what now? That
The
was,
business aspect
you
of
asked
it. Yeah.
me,
Well, what's a
the
challenge?
business
Yeah. What's a
aspect. The
challenge in
most
there?
challenging things.
Yes.
The challenge is honestly, it has become the marketing aspect of it. It really has, because when I started this company, my God, going on about to be 15 years in May. When I started this company back then, you didn't have, guys who could do what we were doing.
Right.
Or you didn't have guys coming out doing, whether it was athletic training and strength and conditioning, or whether even with the fitness side, like, because we were adapting a lot of the strength and conditioning stuff into the fitness side, and a lot of people liked it, especially in our boot camps and things like that. Mimicking explosive movements, all this good stuff. But now it's so saturated. It's a saturated market, and the biggest challenge that you find now is, okay, why would you, it's marketing, but it's also to justifying why you charge as much as you charge, and basically saying, okay, if we charge, this much, and they feel like, okay, I can go on Instagram or I can go on YouTube and I can get these same drills off there, they'll do it, and they'll do it for free, or they'll find another guy who, quote unquote, just, he may not know strength and conditioning. He may just been like a former athlete, and that's no knock on them, but there's a lot of things that go into it. But they may find them and they're charging, if we're charging, say $50-$60 a session, and they're charging 20, of course you're going to go with the 20. But, and the thing about it is, I feel like the hard part is not just the marketing. It's also just educating people on why certain coaches and trainers and things like that are important, because you can get a $25 trainer, but then you can also get a $100 trainer, and people don't see the value in it. So it becomes a difficult task on seeing teaching people the value of, hey, listen, this is my certification. This is what we do, even though they don't ask. But to be able to say, hey, don't just go over here to this, you don't want to step on people's toes. And it's just one of those things, marketing / verifying, I guess, just basically saying, hey, listen, this is why we charge this much. And it's become hard. It really has. I know a lot of trainers has seen that.
And the other challenge, in terms of what you do with people, is there a challenge, is it changing people's mindset? Like, in the gym, once people find something that they adapt to it liking, is the challenge to get them to change? Is the challenge to get them, to be consistent every day? Like, what is the strength and conditioning challenge?
The strength and conditioning challenge is definitely getting them to be as consistent as possible. That's one of that's always been always been one of the hardest things. Even back when I first started, it's getting them consistent and saying, okay, you have to do this. And they may only see us once or twice a week, but once or twice a week is not going to get them to where their goals want to be, right? So they have to spend at least 4 times a week into the gym. 2 with me, 2 without, right? But you get people who just don't want to do it. Or you get people who will make an excuse. So you get, so the challenges for the strength and conditioning part is, okay, we have to be able to hold them accountable and hold people accountable and to be able to I won't even say motivate. I don't even use that word anymore because it all comes down to discipline. So I don't use the word motivate anymore. I'm just like, listen, you can try to motivate them. It may or may not happen, but you can just say, hey, they accountable, hold them accountable, all that stuff, because that's the hard part. Now everything, especially after the pandemic, it was hard to motivate people to get back into the gym or hard to motivate people to get back into fitness. Believe it or not, as many people who we saw did fitness during the pandemic, it was a lot of people who didn't, and it was hard getting it back.
And one thing I have found helpful for me, working out, trying to stay healthy, whatever, is, and use the word there that I wanted to jump on with, like an accountability partner, but that's like such a delicate role to fill, because I've had people that are just assholes, and I'm like, man, if you yell at me one more time, I'm gonna show you what I know in boxing. Right. I'm gonna beat your ass. But then you get people who are like, they're too delicate, like, hey, I don't know if you want to go work out there, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. But I have found people that they just know how to hit me up. Hey, I'm going down to the gym. Want me down there. And another thing that they do, and this is one of my shortcomings. Once I find what I like, I lock in. Like, don't try and throw me some new shit. Like, what?
Exactly.
And we keep each other evolving, and it's so easy to get in a routine, where it's like, you're doing sprints, and then you jump down and do push-ups, and then burpees, and then you go back, and that becomes, you do that for like months, and then you're like, oh no, nothing's changing. Well, shit, you got to change, man. So, a good accountability partner or a great coach like you, and sometimes a coach can be that accountability partner, I think, but I found that's key. So what's a day like for you? Like, I know you got to promote the business. I know you got to keep your social media tight. What time does Coach T get up? What does Coach T eat? Does he intermittent fast? And then, what time do you run around, the Capitol? What time do you do all that shit?
Oh my God. Well, I'm a huge advocate in the morning. Like, I have learned to be able to, through mentors and through business coaches and everything else, I've learned to be able to just kind of just everything has a part of my day, right? So I don't get up in the morning unless I have clients early in the morning. It's different, but normally, which I do, I have my clients in the morning, but mainly I spend my first hour. It's just me. It's wake up. It's meditation. So, day where I don't have clients in the morning, my normal wake up time is 6:30. 6:30, we got meditation going. We got meditation. We got, reading. We got all this other stuff. We got prayer. We got all this stuff. And then, then I eat. Then I do eat. Then I eat. And I eat during that time, like my whole self-care thing. And then after that, it's boom, it's time to go. And then I lock in. So it depends on the day, but let's say if I don't have clients that morning, my mornings are pretty lax for now. I mean, it's great being the owner because you have employees, they can do the morning shift for you if you need to. But other than that, like it's that's what I do. I'll maybe do some admin work or some marketing work, and things like that. And then it's lunchtime, and then it's time to hit the afternoon evening shift. And if there's mornings where I do have clients, get up a little extra earlier, still do my self-care routine. But then after that, it becomes clients, then eat, even though I do have a protein shake before I just start my clients, but it's clients, then eat, then whatever work I need to do. And then it's pretty much work all day. It really is, but I enjoy it. I can't say that I don't. You know what I mean? If I didn't enjoy it, I probably would have quit years ago, but I love it to death. So it's not work to me.
You know, there's something I have found. Well, I shouldn't say there's one thing. There's several consistent things I have found across every guest, right? And it's not surprising in the sense like once I connect the dot, it makes sense. But I hear every guest say that to some degree when they get up, they either meditate, they do yoga, or they do some type of self-care and mindfulness. And here are people who, and you know, we've had exotic dancers, we've had chefs, we've had doctors, but you know what they have in common, like you, they're go-getters. They get up and they kick ass every day. And in order to kick ass, just like the strength and conditioning, that foundation is that self-care, that prepping, that mindfulness when you wake up. So it's always, you know, it's wild to hear that everybody does that. And I think that's something that I want people to take away from. Like, don't just wake up and run out of your house in a damn flurry or telework and you're all crazy. Get up a little bit earlier. Yeah. Get your shit together. Take care of yourself. Get in the moment. That kind of thing. Yeah. What's your what's your favorite part and what's your least favorite part of what you do?
Of what I do, man, let me see. I gotta say my favorite part is seeing my clients improve and small improvements. You know what I mean? Nothing where it's got to be like some massive PR or something like that, right? But when they're improving something small, you know what I mean? Whether it's going up 10 pounds on their squat, whether it's learning how to be able to squat correctly. Like, you know, we get people who they're so afraid to be able to get under the bar and do some type of squat, or they're, you know, just seeing that type of improvement week to week and seeing that, like how they're getting more confident every single day. They're confident about something. They're not distraught. They're not, saying, hey, you know what? Screw you. I'm never fucking coming back.
Right.
So that's the thing. But basically, you know, just seeing how they love it. And that's the thing too, seeing, okay, hey, they may not have a smile on their face. They may be sweating profusely. They may be breathing really hard, but I know that they loved it and I know that they got better. And that's all that matters to me. What I hate, I really don't have anything that I hate. The one I will say I have, I'm just thinking, I will say the pet peeve of mine is the client who is just inconsistent and makes excuses about it. Yeah. Like, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? Like that's probably the things that I hate, because I think everyone can get better, right? I may be this delusional visionary, but I believe that everyone can get better, right? And I believe that having I always say mind, body, mind. Make up your mind to be able to go out here and to want to lose 10 pounds, or you just want to get in shape. Then you train your body to get that way. And then watch how that's going to trickle back up to your mind, because now you're going to have this confidence. You're going to have this self-awareness. You're going to have, this aura about you now that's going to be different because of the things that you are doing in the weight room. You're accomplishing things. You're doing things that you never thought you would do. I love hearing that. But the person who's just they just make all the excuses in the world, and you know what I mean, don't really care. Like we have a 24-hour cancellation, and they will cancel at that 23rd hour. They'll be like, hey, I'm not coming. Why? And they'll make some excuse. I can't make you do it. That's what I tell them. So that's the only one. That's the only thing I can say is but other than that, I love everything.
What are 3 takeaways that men who want to level up their fitness game, and specifically in the world of strength and conditioning, what are 3 takeaways that you want to give them that they can apply right now today and see a change. And it could be, I'm giving you some time on that one because I want to make sure I ask you right. I don't want people thinking I'm going to go into the gym and lift 5 pounds and walk out and I've lost 35 pounds like that. But it's working out consistently. There's a big mind game,
Yeah.
and there's some quick steps you can do today, people, to get your mind game right.
Yep.
So, Coach, go ahead and take it from there, please.
3 things. The one thing that I always say is it's the discipline to be able to do it. And that's one of the first things is just having the discipline, to say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like whether it's, and making that thing where it's a part of your day, just like you eat, just like you take a shower, just like you go and take a number 2 in the bathroom. Like it's a part of your day. And so you plan it out, which that's my second thing. That discipline to be able to say, okay, I'm going to go to this gym today. The plan. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that I see when it comes to any form of training is a plan, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. It's the reason why you hire trainers mainly, but especially if you're trying to do it by yourself, it's planning. You have to go in there with a game plan. You know how many times I used to see people come in that you could tell they're just completely lost. They walk in, they look around, everything's just intimidating to them. So they'll jump on the treadmill for about 5 minutes, jump off the treadmill, then they'll go over, love their favorite machines, leg extension machine, and maybe, it's usually like the leg extension machine. They'll do the leg extension machine and they'll, look around, and then they may jump back on the treadmill, then they're gone. And then next thing you know, you don't see them again, like ever.
Yeah.
But they're still paying a monthly balance in the gym.
That's because they're sore.
Having a plan. So that's true too. But it's about having that plan. But now you say you got the discipline to be able to go there. You have the plan. And like you said, I think you touched on it earlier, where being able to just, it's not about going in and say, okay, I'm going to pick up these 5s, do a couple curls with it, and then lose 35 pounds. But to be able to have that plan to say, okay, even if I always say you can pick any plan you want off of the internet, right? And make sure you have the discipline to go in and you do that every single day. Now you have your plan, and you know that next month you're going to switch it up, and the month after that you're going to switch it up. Now you have your plan. So you got your discipline, you got your plan, and then lastly is your patience. That's the biggest thing, is your patience. The patience to be able to understand that you're not going to get there in a day. You're not going to get there in a month. That, whether you are, and I say this on both sides of the coin that we train, from the fitness side, if you want to lose 50 pounds, it's not going to happen in 6 weeks. You know what I mean? If it does, you need to check. Something's not right. Okay. I was like, and not to mention somebody's going to think you're heavily on drugs, and they're going to admit you into a rehab facility because you lost so much weight in so little time. However, what I will say is just be patient. You know what I mean? And take little milestones, take steps. And every day that you go into the weight room, every day that you execute that plan is a step towards the goal you're going to get to, and you will get there. And that's the thing people don't realize. They don't have the patience with themselves. It's why it's such a reason why, you find the most convenient ideas or convenient inventions nowadays, and they sell millions or billions because it's convenient. Nobody wants to wait for anything. Nobody has any patience anymore. They want it right now. And the problem is people don't have the same patience with themselves. And if you have that discipline to go to the gym, that plan when you get to the gym, and that patience with yourself or with your trainer or with your diet plan, because everybody I have clients who jump on their diet plan and they screw up, and automatically first time they screw up, they want to just scrap the whole thing. I'm like, what you expected to come in and eat, be able to eat kale and ice and gonna stick to that? No, your body's gonna be different, right? Your body's gonna be like, what is this crap? where's my McDonald's or where's my Chipotle or where's my whatever that I'm supposed to have? It's got to be, I tell them all the time when we make our meal plans, I'm saying, hey, listen, one of the things that's on the meal plans is like, if you make a mistake, it's okay. Okay. It's okay. It takes a while to get consistent. It takes a while to be able to change your body. So those are my 3 takeaways, man. And it really just comes down to, it comes down to just being able to have that discipline, have that plan, and have that patience with yourself where you know that you're going to get there, take long years, but you're going to get there. So, yeah.
Coach, in keeping with the theme of sexiness, what is the sexiest thing about you?
Okay, let's see here.
Every guest hates that question.
Did the models hate that question?
You know what? And
the models that you have, they had their question.
They have a list. No, as surprising as it is, even the models hate that question.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good though. That's humble. I like that.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those consistent things. I found that I think literally every guest I have had has, they are, I don't know if it's a collective modesty or humility, but everybody just trembles at that question.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got you. I gotta say, it's probably it would probably be something. It's something that you cannot see. It's my drive. It's like people who know and you know what I mean? Like people who understand like what I'm trying to accomplish in this life and the impact I'm trying to have on people in this world. Like my drive to be better every single day at something is, I've been told before that that's a sexy thing. So I don't think anything physically, but just that intangible thing I think is kind of sexy for myself, I guess. And that's just going off of others.
What's a trait that you believe makes others sexy?
Oof, man. You know what? Confidence is probably the biggest thing. And, a lot of times, everybody has insecurities, and I tell people this all the time. Everyone has insecurities, but once you start to understand and like once you really, and this is where we talk about that self-care mode, you know what I mean? You go into that self-care mode and you're able to just start to, and self-care for me too is also like therapy. Like I go to therapy and I'm like, hey, I'm learning things about myself and seeing myself in the mirror and doing all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, like it's giving me more and more confidence every single day. And I thought I was already a confident person, but it gives me more confidence every day. But just seeing others get that confidence in themselves, I just think that people are they have so much energy and ability and things that I just look at it like when I see people and they let their insecurities outweigh what the things that they can give to this world. I'm like, God, you gotta flip that. So that confidence is something that I think man, woman, boy, girl, if they can wear that real confidence too. I'm not talking about just fake confidence and arrogance, but just that real confidence where they walk out and you just see it on them. They wear it well. I think that's the biggest thing for me. That's just sexy.
It is now time for the quick game where we like to give our guests a chance to run through some entertaining questions. Coach T, are you ready?
Uh-oh. I guess, man. Here we go. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. What bug are you afraid of?
Oh, my God. I am afraid of wasps. Listen, I used to run a 4.340. I'm now 46 years old. I probably still could bust a 4.340 when I see a wasp. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now.
At least that's a good bug to be scared of because a wasp will sting you. You know what I mean? Some people are like, but I'm scared of a worm. Well, a worm is the slowest ass animal alive. Like,
right. A worm, you don't have to worry about chasing you or something like that. Yeah, I get that.
Well, what time did you go to bed last night?
Oh man, last night I didn't go to bed till like 1:30.
Are you
So, because I was on flight back.
are you
Go
are
ahead.
you a dog or a cat person?
Oh man, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I am actually a cat person. I really am. And I'm allergic to them, but they're so cute.
The interview is over. I hate cats.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Listen, I don't have anything wrong with dogs. I really don't. I love dogs too. I really, really, really do. However, I think this is where I may find myself just being a tad bit lazy. Now, granted, I'm about to move to Florida here in a month. So I'm about to move to Florida from DC in a month. So I don't have to deal with it. So maybe I'll revisit this. But I can't see myself when there's 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches of snow, or it's negative 20 degrees outside, walking that dog. I just cannot see that.
Just for that, I'm gonna send you a dog that's being carried by a wasp.
I'm just saying.
What's your favorite cereal?
Oh man, I gotta say it's Honey Bunches of Oats. I love that cereal. I don't know why, but I just do.
I'm gonna let my grandmother know if she ever can't find it. I know who took the last box.
I didn't say Raisin Bran. I could have said Raisin Bran or Grape Nuts. I don't even know what Grape Nuts are, but I heard of them. Anyways.
Quality of life or quantity of life?
Ooh, quality. It's all about quality, man. It just is. Every single day, be thankful for where you are, because that's going to help you to get to where you are. So it's about quality.
And it's so funny. So whenever I do these, I line the quick questions up way in advance, and somehow it will actually tie into something a guest says without me having any knowledge of what you guys are going to say. My next question is raisins or no raisins?
Oh my God, no raisins.
Oh,
no
what?
raisins.
What?
Okay, let me tell you something real quick.
Why do people hate raisins? I love raisins.
Disgusted by raisins. I am disgusted. I'm not gonna lie. If my great grandparents were still alive, they would tell you they were Raisin Bran people. They tried to feed me Raisin Bran one day, and I told them that eating raisins to me when I was 7 years old, eating raisins to me, it felt like I was eating little old people. And I was like, oh my God. And ever since then, I just don't eat raisins. They don't look appealing to me. I was like, I'm eating y'all. I'm eating little old people. No, I don't want that. I kid you not. I kid you not. That was my imagination. I was like, I'm just going to sit and eat little old people. Ew. And they're like, it's grapes. I was like, well, put grapes in my cereal. Don't put these things. Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now you have fucked up raisins for me forever. When are you most productive?
Oh, man. After coffee.
That
could be any time of the day.
What chore do you hate doing? Now, this is what I'm always interested in. What chore do you hate doing?
Honestly, I hate taking out the trash, and that has been something since I was a kid. One
of my favorite questions, actually, this is probably my favorite question. Who inspires you?
Wow. Man, I have a lot. I'm telling you now, I have a lot. But just off of if I had to say one person, my biggest inspiration, I would say living, dead right now is Muhammad Ali.
Oh man.
Dead or living? Yeah. Muhammad Ali is my biggest, just from, just everything about the man. Living right now, and this is going to sound really weird. People are going to be like, what is wrong with you? Not actually going to say what is wrong with. They're going to be like, him? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is probably just someone who inspires me because, I mean, he's a man of God. He treats his wife like a queen. He's like, that's couples goals. For me, that's a husband goal. Like, he just inspires me, man. He does. I hope he listens to the podcast.
Russell Wilson is married to Tierre, right?
Yep, he's married to Tierre.
Yeah.
Yep.
That inspires me too.
Hey man, listen, he went after her and he got her. I was like, dang, Russ, okay.
That is, literally, you look at Tierre and that's all you can say is just yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people, sexy people. That wraps up our interview with the powerful, the mindful Coach T. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And one more time.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh man, it was great. One more time, let people know where to find you.
You can guys find me on Instagram, the Speed System, or at the Speed System, _speed_system. That's what we do. You'll see all of our training. You'll really hear me yelling a whole lot. That's basically me in the background all the time. Also on our website, www.speedsystem.co, that is, not com. And yeah, that's it, man. And hopefully soon after this, you'll see me as Russell Wilson's trainer after I just plugged him. So,
hey, send me pics, Coach.
I got you.
Coach,
I got you.
Coach, we'll see you soon.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.